So, we often hear the saying, "Don't forget me when you're rich and famous. Yeah, will you give me a couple thousand?" And you don't really think it's gonna happen to you until it actually does. And it's not really the most pleasant thing, especially with the person that, gets rich or famous or both, is someone that you knew really well. So, I have a little bit of a story time here for you guys. So, I'm right now a senior in high school, and when I was a junior, I was really close with this one kid that I've known since elementary, right? And we were like identical and everything. Our humor, we were both very disciplined. We always talked about the gym, dieting, mindset, girls. Like we had very similar beliefs, and it was like I finally found someone that I could kind of grow with. I was like, yeah, dude, like this guy's my best friend, even though I like barely started talking to him. We were always just kind of distant because we never got classes together. And then we finally got a class together, and it was a really good class. Like it was the best of times with him. And towards the end of junior year, it was basically all just like fun stuff, memories, educating each other, building each other up throughout the year. Towards the end of the year, he randomly decides to do business stuff, and I'm like, cool, that's a little bit unexpected, but maybe this is a sign that I'm gonna get into business later on. So I'm like, cool, I'll let him do his thing. He's a little bit secretive about it. He doesn't want anyone to know, but when he got into it, he was like, okay, Eric, I'm gonna give you $1,000. Well, when I succeed, and he was basically saying he wants to give all his friends like $1,000, right? Because we're his friends, right? And he wants to help us out. Since this was the end of the year, I would say it's probably around May that he started saying these things. He was in the business, being secretive about it, and then comes around June, which is around the time of my birthday. I invite him to my birthday party, of course. He's like, "Ooh, sorry, bro. Business can't. Sorry, bro." And doesn't try to make up for it. I try to ask him to hang out. Doesn't want to hang out with me. And then we just get really distant. I'm like, you know what? It's whatever. We'll probably get back in touch. Senior year. And then senior year happens, and then I just don't really hear from him. And I later start to talk to him like a couple months into senior year. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I just been making money." And I'd heard rumors that he was like money obsessed now, and that's all he talks about. And I was like, you know what? I'll just find out for myself. I'll see what he's up to. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I made like $20,000. Dude, I've been spending it on dumb stuff like this, bro. Like money's easy to make, bro. Like." And I don't know. You just get rambling on about stuff, and I'm like, good for him. And he tried to help me out. He gave me a Discord that he was like, yo, ask him questions, make your own website, stuff like this. But the guy ended up, kind of being a scammer. It's a long story. I lost $800 doing that. So I know he's got a lot of money, and he has a girlfriend of like 3 years. I'm like, yo, I know this guy would do like anything for her. Like he's in love with her. He always prioritized her. He never spoke bad about her or anything. He always kept his girlfriend away from like everyone else. He didn't want anyone like touching her basically. And his girlfriend goes up to the front of the classroom, and she's like, "Guys, my dog is having surgery. If I need to pay off the surgery, it's $2,000, or else my dog won't be able to walk again." And so people are like naturally drawn to help her out, right? She starts, selling cookies. But I'm confused. I was like, the one kid that has like $20,000 chilling, supposedly, he isn't willing to help out his girlfriend of 3 years. Like, see, if I was making that money, I would sacrifice, because I had spoke to him, right? He said he made like 1 grand a week. I would definitely sacrifice 2 weeks of my profits of my business for my girlfriend of 3 years. Right now, I have a girlfriend of like almost a year. I would do anything for her, even if it means saving, spending $2,000 on her dog to walk. I'd do it without a doubt. Even if it's only 100 or 500, at least it's something. His name nowhere to be found on the GoFundMe. I'm like confused. I'm like, is this guy really being selfish with his money, even though he's bragging about all the stuff he spends? So then I, let it sit. One of my friends had asked her like, "Hey, why isn't your this guy that makes a lot of money? He's your boyfriend. Why isn't he giving you any money?" He was like, "Well, he bought me a Louis Vuitton wallet not that long ago." It's like, what does a Louis Vuitton wallet have to do with this? Don't you want your dog to like walk, bro? Like sell that shit, bro. What are you doing bragging about a Louis Vuitton wallet? And it's just very dumb to me. I find out a couple weeks later, he doesn't really have that much money. In fact, he doesn't really have all that much money. That's why he's not spending it on her. Turns out he's just flexing his parents' money, which is honestly really unexpected. I thought he was better than that. So it was very sad to know that someone that was so similar to me would just be so selfish and, you know, not help out the people that he cares about supposedly. So the lesson you can learn from this is, one, don't be selfish at all. If you make a lot of money, spend it on the people that you care about. There is so much mental benefits that you don't know about to giving out money like it's nothing. Whether it's tipping the waiter or whatever at whichever restaurants nearby you, whether it's tipping them like $20, you're gonna be able to tell, like, their face lights up. It just boosts your mood and it produces like so much more productivity from you because of the boost of happiness that you get from tipping people. There's so many psychological benefits of helping out people, and that's the biggest lesson you need to take from this. Don't just forget about the people that helped you out and helped you grow and you made good memories with, because it's those people that, stood in the dark with you. You should never just leave them in the dark questioning where you are, what you're up to, because that's just how rich people get lonely. Like, that's why most people that are rich or claim to have money, they don't actually have that much money, and they're actually struggling with their relationships because they realize how selfish they were the whole time. Have some pride in helping out other people.